Welcome back to the history of Wrap It Up and Rufus as they land to eventually becoming next part 2. I just mentioned the songs from Wrap It Up, Wrapping Up Part 5, and my second album was coming out. For some reason, I had this sudden urge to bring back some vinyl. 45s we had scattered around the house. So I called it Bringing Back the Singles. Oh boy. I had Roy Orbison's Love Hurts. Um, the Hughes Corporation Rock Vault. Basie Roller's Rock and Roll Love Letter. I really like that song. I don't know why. East of Ginger Tree is that showing Crud? No, I can't think. Song to take you through is Doobie Brothers. It's on side 2 of Black Water, 45. The Easiest Way to Fall. I can't remember that one. Mississippi Square Revival is Ray Stevens, one of from April's collection. By the way, Love Hurts, I think that came from Mom's collection of 45s. Some Kind of Wonderful is Grand Funk Railroad. You're Learning, being Earth, Wind, and Fires. It's that too of Shining Star, and you don't want to hear a 45 version of Shining Star. This Must Be the Place was one of April's favorite 45s, even though we never heard the song on the radio. Apparently, the other side of the single, called When It Comes to Loving My Baby Comes to Me, was the actual release from that. April's collection of 45s include the Greatest American Hero theme. I also borrowed tight fitting jeans. I'm not exactly sure why. And a good time man like thing, Take Good Care of You for Me. I can't remember who did that. I also have no idea who did two of Mine Gickel's 45s. Mysteriously, a container of Hertz 45s have totally disappeared. I don't know where we put them. Maybe somehow she'll lead clues showing us where it is. If so, I'll let you all know if they mysteriously turn up. Okay, Rock the Boat was the number one, and This Must Be the Place did. It's American Hero. Wow, that was just a fun album I pieced together, especially considering the technology we had there. Um, I might still have the. No, I don't think I have that CD cassette adapter, and I happen to have a turntable attachment for a headphone jack, so I put that on the CD cassette adapter and use April's record player to feed into my dual cassette player that I had at the time, and that's more or less how I dubbed the album. That way, if Maniac Furball came through, no one would know. Okay, then Wrap It Up made their sixth album, Stand By Me. For some reason, I've always had this vision of a dance Stand By Me, but um, I just could never find the kind of remix that I wanted to hear. And I did use BB King's version for that from collection of 45s. But Song of the South, how would an Alabama song get up on here? That is an interesting question. Uh, we saw them at the state fair once, or they were having a concert at Kentucky Kingdom. I don't remember if it was Six Flags at the time or what, but they mentioned that one of their kids wanted to do a rap song, and believe it or not, they rapped the chorus of Song of the South. To me, I thought, perfect for Wrap It Up. They gotta do this. So, I didn't actually have the Alabama performance of them singing it in that style, but, you know, I can only pretend. That's all my future chart project is, a bunch of make-believe stuff. I also have them do What I Like About You by the Romantics. Bad Influence is a B-52 song for good stuff. To me, it's one of my favorites I had Wrap It Up do during their early years. They did, and now I'm gonna shout where that's a came from Chicago's third album. It was about 5 songs in one. It didn't get as much. Well, obviously, by Chicago's history, it didn't get as much airplay as the songs from their other big medley, a song called Ballad for a Girl in Buckingham or something like that. That's a big medley of songs that has Make Me Smile, Color My World, and quite a few instrumentals in there too. But they decided to do an hour in a shower. I got Paper Doll from one of my collection of 20s. To me, it just seemed like an idea for them. I said have them go back to doing a poem rap with Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. I wish I really could take the time and do Once Upon. Yeah, Midnight Dreary, Wide Awake, Weeping Weary, blah 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 blah. Sweet Freedom came from a dance album. And speaking of that, my dance tapes, I kind of like the way that they paired a song called, or had a song called The Sidewalk Talks, and the way it flowed right into Chaka Khan's I Feel For You made me decide to have Wrap It Up do a medley of both of them called The Sidewalk Talks About How I Feel For You. That might be played for you. Well, Billy Joel's The Longest Time, Bayface, Where Will You Go? They had to do a song like Loverboy's Loving Every Minute of it for this. And A Good Time Man Like Me Ain't Got No Business in the Blues is by the same guy that did Bad Leroy Brown. In fact, it was side 2 of the single. And wrapping up part 6 was the Forgotten Ones. Or so they thought was forgotten until that particular wrapping it up part spent 6 weeks on top of my feature chart. Weird. I tell you, this feature chart is weird. Let's see. I don't really know what hit number 1 from here, if anything did. Yeah, just an interesting album to piece together. And by the way, I forgot to mention when it comes to Artists of the Year, it's based on number of songs an artist puts out during the feature chart year. Wrap It Up ended up having a wide majority of it. I really didn't plan for them to. It just turned out that way. That's why I call them my second successful future chart group. Not only have they been around since the start, but they really prove kind of how good they were. Well, according to our great way. And about this time, I was finishing off my brand back the singles and getting ready for my third one. I picked a doozy of a song title. And those of you that have early cassettes might have seen this print on the cassette. And I turned it into the album name. One side of this program may be of longer duration than the other to preserve the album's continuity. Why in the world did I call it that? I don't even know. But it kind of worked. Okay. And I had Love Don't Come Easy by White Lion. Love Some Billy Ocean. For some reason, I got access to Listen Like Thieves. Sure, I like What You Need, and they are good ones, but the last song called Ray Red Sun was one of my favorites. So I put it on there as a team up with my Iron Goose and Laser About future chart groups, and you all will get to know them eventually. Back in the Mechanics Sound Running. Soul Food to Go is the Manhattan Transfer. I just happened to catch a video to the song. It was very unique enough for me to do. Yeah, The Innocents, Don Henley's version. You're Only Human, Billy Joel. An unexpected source for a song, Time Never Waits. Back in the early 80s, there was this cartoon called Kid Video or something like that. And I taped some of their songs. So I decided to give one of their songs a try in the feature chart, and it went number 1. I did Wham's Where Did Your Love Go from their Music from the Edge of Heaven album. Competition was a new edition song, a little bit of a backstory on that. I wanted to have it be on my movie idea for Strange Little Show I had called the Carbots, they were similar to the GoBots in this other show called Ultra Super Vehicles. They're just a bunch of cards rigged up to have personalities or something. I really don't know. Don't get married that much about, but I used the same cards for the Carbots that I did for the Ultra Super Vehicles. And I thought, what if my Super Vehicles idea came back and realized that the Carbots were still in the air and still known by everyone, but they were practically forgotten. How would they take it? They didn't like it at all. There's a little bit of a struggle in there. If you must know, there was no winner or losers. The Carbots eventually went back to their home planet and let the Ultra Super Vehicles hang around on Earth. Heartbreak Monday was a Michael Damian song. Every Door Is Open came from RTZ. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay is Michael Bolton's version, and Coming from the Night is Chicago from the 19th album. Okay, All Time Never Wakes hit #1, but I don't think I hang our hits from that. So, that kind of brings me up to wrap it up's Grant's Hits collection. As if rapping wasn't part of enough album names already, here comes wrapping up the hits. Recorded on a 9-minute tape, I think. Oh, it's a 110 tape, not filled up. Laying things off with Beware Me, My Friend, or at least it would if I felt like trying to do a cappella and bring it on there. An ultimate monkey mix in which I pieced together parts of all the versions of Monkey I had at the time. George Michael's from Faith, and plus 3 remixes. Just did a little Rude and Crude adding here, adding there, and I don't know if you all would want to hear a 10-minute version of George Michael's Monkey or not, but that's about how long I ran it. I got a time slip in here to prove it. No, it runs 9 minutes, 12 seconds. Ah. Force Beat, Prince Jetson Sand, Rocket, Surrender to Me, Everybody Have Fun Tonight, Once Upon a Time in Gobot City, Heart and Soul, Let's Go All the Way, Still the Night. By the way, by this time, I did hear Boyz II Men's version, and I thought, what would Wrap It Up do if they happen to hear Boyz II Men's version out of time sequence, if you know what I mean, to their album? I really thought long and hard about what to do about this situation. And the best I could come up with was recording over the 5 Satins version with the Boyz II Men version and piecing the rest of Wrap Around the Clock back behind it in the same sequence I had. I don't know. Do you all think I made the good choice there, or should I have left it with the original version? Okay, part-time lover. I can answer that. State of the world. Hold me now. This is the picture. Fantasy. What you gonna do about the remix? Mia Koopa. 9.95. Still here. The longest time. Bad influence. Son of the South. Love every minute of it. And I don't know why April took me into have him do Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf from my Disney collection. I don't think it did very well. I also did another greatest hits album for him called More Hits to Wrap Up. I think that's just a 90 now. It doesn't say. Yeah, it does. It's a 90. And there I threw a couple of their favorites from the All-Star Feature Band albums. Wild Side came from my first one, and Baby Don't Cry came from the second All-Star album. Then I threw on their Fishnet, Twist, Wow Wow Charts, Girl You Know It's True, Always, Let the Music Play remix, Don't Be Cruel remix, Rap It To You remix, Not Going On But the Rant, Pray, Crying Out of the Dark, Move to Move, Sweet Freedom, Stand By Me, and the new songs Breakdown, That's Seduction, and I'll Set You Free was Bengals. I had enough room on side 2. That tape to throw in the Sidewalk Talks About How I Feel For You medley again. Wow. And Hey You didn't come out immediately. But Breakdown was more or less because I had this idea all along that when I wrap it up, made it to the Greatest Hits collection, Michael and Debbie would take a small break to have a family, supposedly, in my strange future chart world. But that would leave just 6 members of Wrap It Up. They could still continue, but they started looking for other artists to come in to play. Who else has a successful solo career that could join the group? You think they would have asked me into there? Well, they did. So that's where I came into play. It's part of next. Now, to replace the female vocal being left out, I think I'll let be to be continued.